steady dying in the city that we like. Popping down the band, run these lines like track. Think these were too bad. Lights go out. You can see they eye. These niggas despise. In the city that we from, in the city that we from. See breakers walking with the bum. Young niggas coming with the gun.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Anything Goes TV 817. I'm your host, David.
And I'm Nino.
And that was All the Don. That was his latest single, Lights Go Out. Shout out to Clint, the manager. And shout out to all our loyal listeners. Luther, my main man, Bruce, and all the brothers on the East Coast, the brothers up in Houston. You know, Big Mac, I ain't forgot about you, and Greg, Tammy, how can I forget you? I love you. Kennedy, Kiara, Carnella, Amy, we love you so much.
Absolutely.
Today's topic, everybody, is what do the Dallas Cowboys do to get back to the Super Bowl? And if they can get to the Super Bowl in the next couple of years. We know they're going through contract deals with Dak Prescott and their linebacker, Michael Parsons, and CeeDee Lamb, the great wide receiver. It seems like they got a great team, but yet we don't see any Super Bowl. So, Nino, I'm kind of frustrated because what's going on with the Cowboys?
I mean, it's always coined and said. Jerry will say it himself. We will see you on that big day, the Super Bowl day. But I think they do have great players, but I think a lot of it just start with the culture. I mean, come on, man. We haven't been to a Super Bowl. We haven't won a Super Bowl since in the 90s. And this is supposed to be one of the most historic franchises around. We have great players, but then we can't hold them. And then this is what gets me, David. A lot of the great players that we have that will go to other teams will shine and flourish there. I mean, and I love Jerry's owner. I do. I think he's a great guy. I love him as an owner. It just that sometimes I think he should not be so macho. Let somebody come in and help him, man. Because your football ideas are being repetitious where they are not working.
Yeah. I think it's a simple fix for the Dallas Cowboys. First, fire Mike McCarthy.
Okay.
Team has no respect for him, no matter what they say in public. See, Jerry don't have the pulse of the team. He's too old right now, and he never did, actually. He hired someone that's about like him, that's out of touch. I have not gotten over his watermelon gate the other year with smashing the watermelon, and those young players on the Cowboys had no idea about what the racial connotations was about that.
And my brother, I don't want to cut you off and let you get back. You had to set me straight on that, but continue. You had to set me straight on that.
And
continue.
So you'll have those players who are under the coach, okay? They actually are employees of the organization. And something like this had to come from the top in order for someone to get watermelons on a plane, for them to do some watermelon smashing with a sledgehammer. You see, I know some of the players' parents and family knew the meaning of that, but couldn't speak up. You know, they all had to put up a united front, where in their minds that was such a terrible example of whatever he was trying to portray. It came off as something racial and divisive. And now you have those same players having to play for you in the most physical game it is. And you evidently don't value them because there was somebody in their family who told those young players what that actually meant to black people. So I would say first, fire Mike McCarthy. He got to go. And I don't care who you bring in, it'll be better than him because The Cowboys on cruise control can win 9 games. You could elaborate a little further before I tell you the second thing they need to do.
Well, I was going to get to that point because look at them. The last 3 years, at least 12 wins. That's 36 wins. But when you get to the playoffs, what is it with that? You can't even get out the first round.
Well, that's true. Let's mention that playoff. How the real Mike McCarthy came out when he got in C.D. Lamb's face like a madman on the sideline to show, hey, I'm the boss. Whatever you meant, it came down wrong. You hadn't done that all year, and now all of a sudden you do something like that. On top of the other things you did with your bad coaching decisions, even though you took over the play calling, when it came down to it, you failed at that because, again, the Cowboys can win that many games under any coach. Like Jerry said, I picked one to go to the Super Bowl. I done assembled these players together that any coach should be able to get to the Super Bowl with. Which brings me to my next thing that I suggest. To get rid of Dak Prescott immediately. Dak Prescott, you've worn out your welcome. You create too many problems, then you fighting the comeback. And people, wow, boy, that was a good game. He came back. Hey, you screwed the game up from the beginning. And now you're trying to clean up your mess, and then you always come up short. And you want 52 million, 60 million, whatever they talking about giving you ain't worth it. Not in my opinion. You are a average quarterback at best. Absolutely. And not worth the money you're trying to get. And if Jerry was smart, he'd call you bluff and play whoever you got as backup because he couldn't do any worse. What you think,
Oh, I agree. A 4th rounder. I'm still have nightmares about that game 2 years ago up when they played the 49ers, when that defense played their heart out. If I remember, that's the same game that Tony Pollard broke his leg and Prescott just dropping back, throwing picks and picks and picks.
Yeah, and that was the game of the terrible play calling, and Dak Prescott magnified those mistakes with his stupidity, which, to me, those were nails in the coffin to me. I wouldn't have went through another season of that, and I sure wouldn't go through another one with him now because I think we've seen the best of him and the worst. Mm-hmm. And another thing, we bring him back Ezekiel Elliott. Oh my goodness, what are we trying to do? What, Jerry, you done ran out of money? You done ran out of ideas? Are you kidding me? You done brought back a guy that's washed up. You might as well hire me a Nino to run the ball. Absolutely. This guy is punch drunk. He didn't do nothing in New England, and he's back here. You kidding me? Jerry, we like you because you bold. You make those moves, man. What's going on? You mellowing in your old age? We didn't hear a splash from the Cowboys in all season.
A splash.
And the biggest news is Ezekiel Elliott. Well, I, for one, gave you 2 good things the Cowboys could do to get back on the right track because you can't do any worse. We're looking for Super Bowls, not a playoff win. So I'd rather start over fresh and rebuild.
Clean house.
And you don't have to really clean too far except for the coach and the quarterback.
And the running back.
Oh, my goodness. I forgot about him. Tony Pollard, you the smartest guy in the room, I tell you. You got out while the getting was good. Well, we're going to talk about this again because football season's coming up. And political season is right around the corner. And me and Nino have hot political opinions. So stay tuned for those. But until then, I'm David.
And I'm Nino.
Tune in again for another episode of Anything Goes TV 817.